In a country with $19 trillion gross national product and some of the richest private citizens in the world, why do we have hundreds of thousands of our citizens existing homeless on our streets? The homeless are regular people, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles. Homelessness is a crisis. The homeless are a sad blight for our country. Are these people really surviving? Hi. This is Brother Ken, your man on the street in Southern California, and we are taking a public opinion poll on the homeless. Do you know how many people are homeless in our country today?
I do not, but I know it's in the thousands.
I think it's over 1 million.
I would imagine millions.
Too many, thousands and thousands.
I guess in the millions. I presume it's in the millions.
I don't know the exact number, but I'd venture to say 3 million.
I say 5 out of 7.
No, I do not.
I don't know a number, but I know it's too many.
Oh, I have no idea.
No, too many.
It's about 1 million people are currently homeless on our streets.
Yeah, I can imagine. I thought even more than that.
Is this a problem of the government or the people?
It depends, because I guess every situation is different for the person. So I guess that's just a matter of opinion.
Well, you'd probably have to say both. Basically, the public and the government are supposedly, to an extent, one and the same.
I'd say they're one and the same in a way. The public and the government's supposed to represent the public.
Both. I think the government should be responsible, and I think the people need to help people too.
Both. Both can help, especially the government. They don't seem to be doing anything.
Right.
But there's a lot could be done for them and by the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's both. It's both. It's both government and public problem.
I think it's an everybody problem. I think everyone plays a role in assisting those in our country that have fallen on, if it's illness, if it's hard times, employment, economy. I think everybody plays a role in it.
Well, I think it's a both problem. One is we have to be accepting of those who aren't fortunate.
It's both. It's a social problem. I think we all have a certain responsibility to think about it. And again, sometimes that's dealing specifically with, supporting the homeless, but it's also how we vote. It's how we're structured. I mean, I just think everyone needs to take this seriously. I'm an educator, and I know students who have gone through phases of homelessness, and it doesn't look like the picture we have of folks. It's kids whose families cannot afford a place to live in ridiculously outpriced housing and are living in their cars and showing up for school every day. That's a problem.
It's Brother Ken here again. So how do they survive? By using other people's trash and garbage like this? Do you have any idea how they survive?
Not completely, and I'll tell you this. Of course, in an area like this where you come down for coffee or lunch, and I'm down here quite a bit, not a day goes by where you don't see a homeless individual. I've even talked to a few and asked them how they get by. There are a couple shelters in the area. A lot of them are not really comfortable going there, and some will sleep in doorways down the way by City Hall. There are a few other buildings down there, and some told me where they sleep, and it's not any place you'd want to hear about someone sleeping, basically.
Yes, I have some idea. There are resources out there that they're allowed to sleep at nighttime, and then during the day, I don't think they're allowed to stay in shelters. So that's one of the resources that I know of. And there are also places that they're allowed to eat. They're given food. But then it's not a permanent solution. It's just a temporary solution.
Begging. Sometimes there's some subsidies, like Salvation Army. There are programs that are meant to help them, but obviously it's not always helping. Skid Row, for instance.
On the streets? I've tried to imagine myself surviving, and I've worked in Skid Row before in that area in Los Angeles. And, difficultly. Bathrooms, never mind food, no shelter, very dangerous for women and children, and people don't live long and they have terrible health consequences.
By God's grace, and just it's an everyday hustle for them.
No, but I could imagine every day is a struggle just to stay warm, find something to eat, and to even be treated as if you're a human.
Stealing and people that help them, that feed them, and it can't be good for them at all.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like homeless encampments and stuff where they, will set up on the side of a freeway under trees and stuff and build themselves a little, like their own home and survive through, whatever means they can through people giving them money and people do whatever they have to survive. In most cases,
Well, the irony is that I think there's this image of people who end up in situations like that are lazy or have caused this themselves. Again, not looking at systemic issues that have led to this, but also these are folks that are surviving in ways that people who are not homeless and are judgmental wouldn't survive for a day. So I think they survive because they're working their asses off.
So survival on the street for the homeless people is
Very rough. Very rough. I mean, yeah, especially as a female. I've watched females that they need drugs to stay through the night, or there's guys bullying them, and who do they run to? No one, because they already have an outlook on homeless.
If you ever found yourself homeless on the street, do you think you could survive it?
It would be hard. It would be hard. I think they have a very hard life.
I would hope so.
I'm fortunate. I have my wherewithal.
That's a good question. You want to think that you would adapt to any situation and survive anywhere you'd have to. So
I wouldn't know how. I wouldn't know the first thing to do. I mean, we're human beings and we're resourceful and we figure things out. I think that's how our current homeless have learned to survive. But
I could survive, yeah, but that's because I'm healthy. I'm young. If I were a woman, I had to deal with women's menstruations and things like that. So.
No.
No, I don't think so.
I've been homeless since a couple years.
Years?
Yeah, that's
Same here.
Same with you?
Yeah, that's something I'm not proud to share, but it is what it is. Sometimes we get discouraged us being out here because we got to fend for ourselves.
Well, I'll tell you, got a big encampment here. How many are here, you think?
I'm going to say roughly about 25 to 3,500 people.
3,500 in here?
Yes.
Do you think that other people that are just living a normal life, if they were thrown on the streets, could they survive, do you think?
No.
No.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
It's just because they see us, they look down on us, but until they actually walk in the shoes
See, that's the trouble. They're looking down on everybody that's homeless instead of looking up and giving them a hand.
Exactly.
You know that?
Exactly. Because everybody's so quick to lend a hand but not extend hard.
Ricardo, how long have you been out here homeless?
I've been here 4 months, but homeless 5 years. We're homeless because my girl has schizophrenia.
You know how many stories I hear like that? They've got
She's mentally ill. My girl's mentally ill, and it's tough.
And they're gone.
Nobody will give us a chance.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the average person could ever survive on the streets in this country?
No.
They couldn't do it, huh?
Too hard.
Too hard.
No.
Yeah.
Because homeless people get robbed all the time, and we're always getting robbed and come up, and they just want to take advantage of us. Orange County is one of the richest counties in California.
And then we end up with this.
And we have the worst homeless population. I don't know why we don't take care of each other.
And here is the real conclusion. Could you survive being homeless with absolutely nothing?